Hey guys, Tara here. Welcome back to another episode of Race Mania here on BeamNG Drive. This time back on the Road Atlanta circuit. Starting up front is the car that actually needs to win. The Hot Rod Hopper, which got so lucky last time. If you haven't seen the video, definitely go and check that one out so you know just how it actually managed to win. And in second place is the Bolide, this time in the rather creamy white colour. And in third we have the Ford Falcon. And in fourth is the first of the two new cars, the 200BX Demon version. So this is like, I think, the fastest version of this car. And then at the back, how about having 6 engines on a car? And if that's not enough for you, how about how about 4 jet exhausts on the back of it as well? Yeah, this thing is an absolute unbelievably fast. Of course, the AI won't use all its brute speed. But even without the jet exhausts, this thing does about 230, 240 mile an hour. But this thing does have a massive weakness though. All those 6 engines combined into one drive shaft that go through the rear wheels. And the rear drive shaft, well actually the drive shaft can take it. It's actually the axles that sometimes break under the amount of torque being put through them. And the axles can just snap and wheels fall off sometimes. The amount of votes down below, which car you think is going to take victory? I'm going to have to go with this Caldera because I don't see any way this thing is not going to win. Now then, starting up front here with the Hopper, and that thing gets a pretty okay start as usual. The Bolide still, as always, is disappointing off the line. There's a bit of contact actually. Oh my god, look at that! That's the destructive force of the Caldera, although it might be more self-destruct than anything. And the Hopper's doing a good job of keeping himself up in front, but what's not doing a good job so far is the Falcon. He's going to go hard into the wall, face first into the wall. Oh no, there's going to be a crash from behind as well. The 200BX getting shoved right into the Bolide, but then the 200BX has like a little like guardrail thing in front of the car, so a bit like a ball bar, in effect really. At the back of this has been absolutely mutilated by the Caldera. As I was saying, this thing's just got the ultimate destructive force, and again it has got the traditional tiny front wheels that a drag car has. And let's get the Ford Falcon back in the right direction because I do not want to miss any direction up front. Okay, this thing does not stop at the brakes. I think. Oh god, there's a wall there. That's well, that's not gone very well for the Falcon, has it? Let's just have a quick Okay, something's gone on here, and that's sent the well, that's definitely sent round the 200BX, which is now into the wall. And well, the Bolide it looks like the next victim. Now then, that's going to get spun around in it, but it has the Caldera taking itself out as well. I think the Caldera is just about going to keep it under control. But because the Ford Falcon, I basically drove that into the wall by my own mistake, I'm going to give that another chance, but it starts at the back and is way behind everyone else. But it can still actually now get going. At least it would if I actually put it on random, then it would actually go somewhere then. But it's not often cars get a second chance, but if it's my fault like this and they've literally gone nowhere, then I sometimes give them a second chance. Again, everything's... Oh no, I've seen the Bolide's going the wrong way. Bolide, stop. Okay, how much time have I got to stop this car? Actually more than I thought, so I should be able to just drive this out of the way. Just about. Because I saw that going the wrong way. At least I've got enough time now to get the Bolide going again before the Ford Falcon actually gets down here. And it's going to plant the power now with the Bolide. Of course, all the cars have gone this far now definitely will not get a second chance at being restarted. And let's put that back now on random and see if the Hopper is still leading. Okay, the Caldera is having real issues trying to put that power down now because, like it says, it's a massive destructive force, but it's just been like a self-destruct, and the Hopper is getting so lucky once again, just building up a massive lead now as the Bolide is catching up to the back quite quickly of the crippled 200BX Demon. Would do the front lights still work? Yes, but they go backwards, so they're still there, but they don't exactly function. It looks like the Caldera's got itself under control now, just trying to, and that's finally decided to stop wiggling, because despite smashing the 6 engines now through the grille, the wheels, crucially, are still working, and more so the drive shaft and rear axles are being able to cope with it so far, but it is starting to smoke though. With the amount of power that car has, and when drag cars start smoking, they usually don't last all too much longer afterwards. But the Falcon here, now in pristine condition, but you need to get yourself out of last place. And the ball bar on the front of the 200BX is holding up pretty well. I mean, that's what you expect. The clue is in the name pretty much for it. Now then, the Caldera, I mean, that thing is pretty crumpled, but I think for what matters, it's still, like, I think it was a little bit down at the front anyway, regardless of how the car is. And although the hopper has the same layout with the massive drag tyres at the back and skinny front wheels, it's going to have absolutely nothing on the speed of the Caldera. Just an unstoppable force, really. You know, it's finally stopped wiggling. I mean, it's been a good run for the hopper so far, but I think its lead's about to come to an end now fairly quickly, and you get one hit, and the hopper's upside down here. No, it's just going to control it, bring itself back down now on all four wheels. But now then, is it going to loop itself around, and it's going to go underneath, or actually above, as the Caldera goes underneath it. But now then, it's taken out the Caldera with it. That could be a crucial move, though, because the Caldera looks like it's going to go straight into the wall there. Let's go on board here with the Caldera, and that's going to go face first into the wall as it's trying to turn, and oh, that's crunched the wheel. That could be crucial. That wheel does absolutely nothing now. The steering's definitely broke on that. Now then, the hopper, that's got back going, but is it going to go the wrong way? Yes, it is. I mean, it hasn't got much longer. I think I see a car there on the top of the hill. I think that might be the... Is that the 200BX sphere? I think I see a bit of red. Might just be the red actually from one of the tents, though, in the infield area. Let's try and get this hopper turned back around again, because the Caldera has actually got itself going back in front. So out of all this, the Caldera still could actually come away with the lead. Let's put the hopper now back on random. Now then, see if it gets going again now in front of the Caldera. The Caldera is going to try and bring itself out side by side now for the lead of the race. The hopper's just going to scrape its way back through, as you got a fight going on now for P3 as well, and the Falcon's not all that far behind either. I think with how the 200BX is bent, though, it might actually get rammed under. Although I think that wheel, this is the one that crunched on this side definitely, and that wheel isn't doing a whole lot for the car, so it doesn't steer anyway. And you try and pull that wheel off now to turn up the strength, and that's that wheel gone. Now then, see, although the 200BX though is going to get sent round, it just avoids contact with the bolide. Now the bolide are all over the back though. All the Caldera are going to try and ramp underneath, of course, because the Caldera sticks up at the back. And now then, the 200BX gets going, but it's going to be right in front now of a pristine Ford Falcon, so not really liking the 200BX's chances all too much. And again, currently not liking the Caldera's chance either, because that's going to get pushed around. Now look at that, one push, and it's off of the road again. Is it going to hit the wall now on the other wheel, the only wheel it has left at the front and wheel needs to I think the axles have shifted, because you can see there, it's definitely not in line with the wheel arch anymore. And the bolide though, sailing off an absolute mission now after the hopper. And oh, this is a mega turn speed here from the 200BX. Where has it found this speed from? Now then, can the Caldera get itself back going again? Because I think the AI may have got a little bit confused. I'll put that on disabled. Now then, let's try and floor the throttle, although it's not actually going anywhere forwards. I think the Caldera is actually out. The Caldera, it's not going forwards, and I think it's run out of juice. And like I said, once a drag car starts smoking, it's not going to last much longer. So now we're down to a 4-car fight now. As we're only on to the second lap, that's been definitely an action-packed first lap. It took a while to get going after the start, but okay, it could be a pretty close finish come the end of this second lap as well, with everything, with all the faster cars catching up to each other. And the Falcon, in pristine condition, is now actually in a place where it can actually get through into the next round, because it looks like the Caldera is definitely out and is not even on the racing line, so it's not even going to factor in trying to be a roadblock for any of the future cars, unless it somehow brings itself back to life. But with those 6 engines, that looks like it's going to be its downfall. As the hopper though still leads, but the bolide is definitely going to be catching, because you got a little bit more straight line speed, just lacks that all important bit of acceleration. And then, well, of course, you've got a massive turning speed here from what started as 4th place car. So this thing, I think, did about 170 miles an hour under my control. So even with AI control, it's not going to be a slouch. Although that exhaust, I don't actually know honestly how it's still attached. And also the quite giant rear wing, that's also survived as well somehow, along with the rear window. So quite a few things have actually survived that honestly shouldn't have. And the hopper makes its way now into turn 1. and its lead's been about half down the straight to the Bolide in second. I think the Bolide's definitely got to worry about now about this 200BX, although crippled as it is at the back, it's still the fastest of these 4 cars here on paper. It might not be now, but as it started before all the crashes and that, it definitely was the fastest thing. But the Hopper is still pretty much in mint condition, I'd say, as well, for what actually matters. Although it is a little bit buckled on the back, that's not really going to matter all too much for that little bit of damage that it's got. The Falcon, though, is actually it's not doing a bad job of keeping up, actually. And it gets a little bit of wiggle on there, has a break in a straight line, which isn't going to do it any favours, but like I said, it's in a place where you can get through into the next round, so it doesn't exactly matter if it doesn't actually catch up to these cars in front. As things stand, though, the Hopper is the car that needs to win, and is actually on course to do that as things stand. It's not smoke or anything, because it definitely shouldn't be, although it got ramped under, so that may... I'm surprised, honestly, that didn't take out the fuel tank. They're getting ramped under by a 6-engine drag car. Burlai is still catching up as you would expect. And the 200BX isn't actually catching up now as quickly as I thought it would be, since it's got 70 mile an hour or more straight line speed, considerably better acceleration than the Bolide as well. As far as it still hasn't actually caught up yet, it has made the way into the S section now for the second time. As the Hopper still leads the pack now into the S section. Imagine that the Bolide will be better through here as well, because the Hopper isn't the most aerodynamic kind of mold, since it's a square to start with, and 2, it hasn't got much weight at the front of it either, so it might get quite a bit of understeer. I'm surprised as well that the 200BX hasn't set itself on fire with the sparks coming off the exhaust. And honestly, how is this fuel tank thing not completely annihilated? Unless the fuel tank's at the front, but that's where the engine is, so the fuel tank can't be up there as well. So I think I've had a rear engine 200BX before, so the fuel tank will be in the front. Actually, now here comes the challenge now for the lead. The Bolide now finally onto the back of the Hopper. The Hopper's just got about a sector of the lap left to go to try and hold this lead, a lead that it needs to see it through into the next round. The Bolide, though, all over, is going to try and look for a way for the inside gun. The Hopper defends to the inside line, and the Bolide sneaks away on the inside. Actually, ramps there off the Hopper. Still going to keep it side by side now. The Hopper is just about going to keep itself back in front, is it? And actually, there's going to be a huge contact behind now as the Hopper gets sent round. The 200BX is going to completely no-scopes it out of the way, and the Hopper's upside down, and the Bolide's been taken out now by the Ford Falcon. It's all happening here in the final sector of the lap. The 200BX gets a bit of a slide. The Falcon now just pretty much T-bone showing the road. Actually, the Hopper's got itself back on its wheels. Like, it's not all over yet. And the Hopper, though, is just going to smash, though, into the back of the Falcon. That's going to do it any favours at all. He launches the Falcon. It's just shoving the Bolide along and gets shoved out off the road. Is the Hopper actually going to prove it has some good strength and does it shove its way out back up into second place? Can the Hopper chase back down after a considerably now? It's got a puncture as well on the 200BX, and it's fairly crippled on the front, so can the Hopper try and get its lead back in these final few metres of the race as the Bolide now finds itself going in the wrong direction? And after it rammed over the wheels of the Hopper, I wonder now, is the Bolide still okay to continue? I mean, I think it would be, since this thing is a block. You see the damage it's taken, though, from those side hits. That rear wheel isn't looking exactly straight anymore, but I think it should easily be okay, though. And the Falcon, though, can that get itself going okay? I mean, it took a hefty hit from the Hopper at the back, but it looks like it's still going to get going okay. And the Hopper is actually catching up to the 200BX. The fight for the lead is not over yet. Now here comes the Hopper now. He's going to go for a hard round the back of the 200BX. Yes, it is, but don't tell me they just launch themselves together, because with how crippled it is on the back as well, we could as well end up these two cars getting stuck together. With the 200BX is such a heavier car than what the Hopper is. It can just slam on the brakes and just try and keep itself in front, although it looks like it's doing a good job of controlling the contact. And now the front wheels of the Hopper aren't even on the ground at this point anymore. I don't know if the two cars are still together. They're coming into the corner. The 200BX is just keeping itself in front, and they're not. The cars aren't connected, although they might well be now. But the Hopper's got to do everything it can now to try and take this lead, coming into the final few metres of the race now. The Hopper going to try and look for a way up the inside line. It's going to be side by side into the final corner. The Hopper's trying to find its way up the inside line. The 200BX is just his girlfriend and just manages to force his way through up the inside line. The Hopper there had such a good opportunity. But now then, on the run, up to the finish line, the Hopper's going to try and go for it again, coming up to the finish line, but it's not going to be enough. The 200BX to shove itself across the finish line, and the 200BX wins and knocks out the Hopper in what has to be the closest finish in this series to date. So that's put these two cars down stopping, although they are going to stop fairly quickly as well, which means they're going to get around from the cars behind. But I don't think the Hopper's going to care one bit about that now. As the Bowlider though makes its way around the final corner now as well, coming up over the finish line now. It's going to slam straight into the back here of the Hop. You can see, even on 100 times slower, it's already going into the rear wheel, and let's put that on stopping. And then it's going to launch over the wheel, is it? No, it's just going to rip the rear wheel off. It also rips off the wheel of the... let's put this back on normal speed. But the Bowlider's wheel also gets ripped off as well, as the Falcon is now limping. But it is still going though, and that's the main thing. Now, does this 200BX even still drive? Yes, it does. This thing's just the ultimate survivor, unlike the Caldera. Now then, does that rear wheel still even work? Yes, it does, but now well, we've got a Hopper that does, I think, permanent donuts now. And then this Bowlider as well, of course, that wheel completely destroyed. But still attached, just about. But if that was under AI control, it wouldn't be attached for much longer. And here comes the Falcon now over the finish line, and I accidentally pressed reset, so... oh well, but either way it's stopped, and that's the main thing, because either way though it is through into the next round. So if you enjoyed this most dramatic finish to a round ever, and get some more Hopper Donuts going, remember to leave a like on this video, leave a comment down below, subscribe if you're new, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any future videos or any more of this future chaos to come from future Race Mania videos. And to check me out on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram, they will be linked down in the description below. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.